mute all of your wireless devices, pacemakers, hearing aids.
No.
I can't figure out how to do it. Just turn it down. Turn it off.
You can't run a computer either.
You're right about that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. The High Plains Western Heritage Center, I've been working with these guys and gals for the better part of a year. And in that process, I thought, geez, let's put together a cowboy show. And that's what we've done here. This is Dalyce Sellers.
Hi, everybody.
On the visual, we call it the Magic Lantern. Deborah Mitchell, give them a hand, please. Dalyce and I don't count up rehearsal hours. This is all new material for us. And writing of the show, we've got an awful lot of hours in this. I finally found somebody who likes to rehearse as much as I do.
I really do.
We probably did, 25 hours this week, 20 last week. We've been working on this for a long time. And we're just throwing it against the wall. And as I've told a lot of you as you came in, if you have any ideas about, after you see the show, oh geez, we could talk a little bit more about this, or people that grew up on ranches like Josh here or whatever, let's hear a little bit more about this or that or whatever, if you would. And also, Brian Leslie has contributed some tremendous stuff too in the visual end of things. Please give Brian a hand. What we're going to do is about 45 minutes of the show. It's a 1-hour show. We'll do about 45 minutes of the show. And then we're going to take a kind of a little pause. And Dalyce and I are just going to play a few tunes. A lot of you know me. You probably don't know Dalyce. She's a tremendous talented singer guitarist. So we're going to just trade a few songs. And then we're going to do the closing of the show. We call this the Magic Lantern. Deborah came up with this. Magic Lantern was something they used in the 1800s. It was driven by a kerosene lamp with a lens, and you could project things on a wall. So we call this the Magic Lantern. Geez, what else did I have? Oh, we're going to be doing this show as a chuck wagon show, which is what it's intended to be, July 22nd for the Day of the American Cowboy here. So keep that in mind, and we'd love to have it. So without further ado.
May I just say something? There's several of the photographers here that
yes.
really contributed greatly.
Gene
Bob
Lawton.
Newland and Gene Lawton, and I think that's it.
Thank you so much for
much.
helping us.
Well, good hand, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Oh, let's see, I gotta turn this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that trick before. You seen that, Josh? The way you take on a cowboy hat off of a guitar? I'll show you once again. This is it. There you go.
I tried it. It looks a lot easier than it is, believe me.
You're about to see a show about cowboys in a cowboy museum. In the Bruce Miller Theater, he was a cowboy. Tennessee Vaughn, that big fella out in the big room there on the big horse, he was a cowboy. This museum is all cowboy all the time, and lots of other things too.
The heyday of the American cowboy was from 1866 to 1886. A span of only 20 years, but the romance of the range lives on.
There's a little cowboy in all of us. I'm not a cowboy, but I play one on TV. I grew up with cowboys, and I've fallen off a horse about every which way you never wanted to. And I've gained a great deal of respect for lack of better words, the cowboy way. There's a great American hero that we all look up to. When times are tough and the chips are down, he knows just what to do. The cowboy's got a set of rules that he lives by day to day. And if you ask for his advice, well, he's more than likely to say, if it's a fence, mend it. If it's a dollar bill, spend it. before it burns a hole down in them jeans. If it's wood, chuck it. If it's a punch, duck it. If she's a lady, treat her like a queen. That's cowboy logic. Every cowboy's got it. It's in the way he sings his songs and the life he leads. It's cowboy logic. Every cowboy's got it. He's got a simple solution for just about anything.
An old cowboy and a young poke were working riding fence. The old hand was testing the kid on his skill and common sense. He said, "Son, have you seen three men in a pickup truck dressed alike from boot to hat? Could you tell which one was the real cowboy just from where he sat?" Well, the kid scratched his head a while and then he said,
"Well, there just ain't no way to know."
The old hand grinned and then he said, "Kid, you still got a ways to go. The real cowboy is the one in the middle, and he ain't there just by faith. Because first, he don't have to drive the truck, and then he don't have to mess with the gate."
That's cowboy life. Every cowboy's got it. It's in the way he lives his life and songs he sings. That's cowboy life. Every cowboy's got it. He's got a simple solution just about anything. If it ain't broke, don't break it. He's got a simple solution to just about anything. Now there's lots of different kinds of cowboys. There's working cowboys, rodeo cowboys, drugstore cowboys, urban cowboys, midnight cowboys, rhinestone cowboys, and ragtime cowboys. Ragtime Cowboy Joe was the #1 song in America in 1912, and it's still used, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, I don't know, 100 times a year for the University of Wyoming football team. It's their fight song. The team's called, of course, the Cowboys. Out in Wyoming where the Batman are, and the only way to guide you is an 8-star. The roughest, toughest man by far is Ragtime Cowboy Joe. You gotta sing from singing to the cows and sheep. Every night they say he sings the herd to sleep. In a yodeling tune, singing soft and low, so as not to arouse the cows,
so as not to disturb the herd.
Don't wanna rattle the cattle. He always sings reggae music to the cattle as he swings back and forward in the saddle on a horse. What a horse! A syncopated gator, and there's such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater. How they run when they hear the fellow's gun, because the western folks all know he's a highfalutin, rootin', son of a gun from West Dakota. Ragtime Cowboy Joe. I'm an old cowhand from Dakota land, and my legs ain't bowed, and my cheeks ain't tan.
Looking a little peaked.
I'm a cowboy who never saw a cow, never rode the stair 'cause I don't know how, and I sure ain't a-fixin' to start in now. Yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay, yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay. I'm an old cowhand.
He's got the old part right.
From Dakota land,
Dakota where?
and I learned to ride.
Ride, Gordy, ride.
Before I learned to
Let's
stand.
stand some more learning.
I'm a gliding fool who's up to date. I know every trail in the Rushmore State, 'cause I ride the range in a Ford B8. Yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay, yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay. I'm an old cowhand.
He's an old cowhand
From Dakota land.
from Dakota land, and we come to town.
just to hear the band. Know all the songs that the cowboys know. Tried to fake around where the doggies go, 'cause we learned them all off the radio. Yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay, yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay, everybody. Yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay.
They sound good.
Yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay. He'd always sing ragged music to the cattle as he swings back and forward in the saddle on a horse. What a horse! A syncopated gator and such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater. How they run when they hear the bellows gun, because the western folks all know he's a highfalutin root-toot son of a gun from West Dakota. Ragtime cowboy, talk about your cowboy. Ragtime cowboy, talk about your ragtime cowboy. Go.
And now for some words of Western wisdom. Never squat with your boots on. With your spurs on, excuse me. You better have your boots on. Always drink upstream from the herd. When I'm having a conversation with someone and I realize that it's getting kind of deep, well, that's when I say, I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
So, you drove across the prairie. Did you see the tree?
Ah, the lone prairie. A good-looking man behind every tree.
As we face the interstate without a trace of water, cool water, the billboards call, we've seen them all, just get to Wall for water, water, free ice, water, 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 everybody, water.
Millions, tens of millions of buffalo, from the banks of the Missouri to the foothills of the Rockies. For the nomadic American tribes, the buffalo provided food, shelter, needle and thread, and basically everything. But the buffalo were hunted to near extinction, paving the way for the ruination of the Indian culture. It also created an opportunity for the great cattle drives from Texas to where the buffalo used to roam. When you're standing alone in the middle of the prairie, you feel like the whole world can see you, but nobody's looking.
I tried my hand at city life, just that I was hoping I could find a better way of living, laced with happiness and peace of mind. I forgot what the words are.
But the bright
lights of the city only kept this cowboy feeling low.
Working out the quirks.
I found what I was searching for, waiting all the time right here at home. I'm in heaven on a horse on a wide open prairie of Dakota, where life sings me a melody, my heart sings in harmony. My trouble's never been this way before. I try to live in different ways. Fortune comes and never stays. I'm tired of broken dreams and closing doors. nature is my closest friend. I'm contented each day's end, live and free, who could ask for more? As I rest here in the saddle, in the shade of this old oak tree, with cattle grazing peacefully on green summer grass above their knees. As the soft summer breeze gently blows my every care away from me, I realize without a doubt I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I'm living on a horse on the wide open prairies of Dakota, where life sings me a melody, my heart sings in harmony. My troubles never been this way before. I tried in different ways, fortune comes and never stays. I'm tired of broken dreams and closing doors. Now nature is my closest friend. I'm contented each day's end, live and free, who could ask for more? Now nature is my closest friend. I'm contented each day's end, live and free, who can ask for more? See the tumbling down, pledging the love to the ground. Lonely but free I'll be found, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweeds. Cares of the past not behind, nowhere to go but I'll find, just where the trail will wind, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweeds. I know when night is gone, that a new world is born and dawn. I'll keep rolling along, deep in my heart is a song. Here on the range I belong, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweeds, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweeds.
The most important tools for the cowboy were the horse, the rope, and the gun. The cowboy never owned his own horse. He rode from a string of ponies provided by the ranch. He rode sun up to sundown or sundown to sun up for the night shift. Without horses, it would have been impossible to round up and drive millions of cattle across the prairie. Most of those horses were native horses that were brought over by the Spanish. The horse is a mythical creature. The relationship of the cowboy to the horse has been immortalized in paintings and poems, in stories, and in song.
Somewhere out on the prairie lives the greatest cowboy that's ever been. And when he lays his hands upon the each other with an understanding skin. And he says, ponies, my ponies, don't you worry. I have not come to steal your fire away. I want to fly with you across the sunrise. Discover what begins each shining day. When the storm clouds in the west are quickly gathering, all the ponies, they run wild there before it rains. You see their sleek, dark bodies brightly gleaming. You know the fire is flying through their brain. And he says, ponies, my ponies, don't you worry. I have not come to steal your fire away. I want to fly with you across the sunrise. Discover what begins each shining day. Discover what begins each shining day.
Trigger, can you count to 2? Hi-ho Silver, can you count to 3? Backwards?
The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. Wouldn't you name your horse?
Boy, howdy, that's my horse.
He had the nerve and he had the blood. Never was a horse like a Tennessee stud. A horse is a horse, a horse, a horse, and no one can talk to a horse, a horse. That is the horse, unless the horse is the famous.
Ah!
Give yourself a hand. You know, when I was growing up, everybody wanted to be a cowboy. Well, you had to have an outfit, you know. I remember one Christmas I'd always worn Western boots, so I had that part. I got a pair of chaps, a little vest, a little holster with a little gun in it, and a little red hat with white lacing around it.
I see by your outfit that you are a cowboy.
I see by your outfit that you're a cowboy too. We see by our outfits that we are both cowboys. If you get an outfit, you can be a cowboy too. Where's the little kids?
Because
We did a little skip.
Oh, did I skip it? Well, let's go back.
We did a little skip.
We had horse stills and
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, back up to
horse stills?
tools. Yeah.
Horse stills.
Well, we did ponies.
Yeah. And
Well, we
horse
did the
stills.
old gray
Horse
mare.
tails. And rope.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Here's the rope. Get along, get along, get along, get along, get along. I knew where I was all the time.
I knew you did.
The rawhide lasso, lariat, or riata, a rope, was used to snare the horns of a cow or a horse, or the hooves of either, allowing a 140-pound cowboy to subdue a 1,000-pound animal. Several cowboys could make a quick corral, or you could hobble a horse, or pull a cow out of a bog, or on rare occasions, hang a horse thief. Get along, little doggies, get along, get along, get along, little doggies, get along.
Cowboys carried a rifle for hunting and a pistol to shoot a rattler or a horse that had a broken leg. Turn a stampede by firing in front of them or shoot a few holes in the local saloon at the end of the cattle drive. When a cowboy paid a visit to a young lady, why, he'd load himself down in firearms in an effort to impress her.
Never worked for me.
What to tell you?
Chaps. I missed that part, so now we go to Chaps. This is the outfit, and the outfit song, we did that already. We see by your outfit that you are Cowboy. Hey! We look at a few of these pictures. We solicited pictures from a lot of different people, and if you have any, please send them to me. GordyPratt.com. But this look at what we have here. It's quite an assemblage. He needs bigger boots.
Yeah, they're not big enough. That is quite the hat. That is the hat.
Is that you, Bob? Nice dress.
Whoop. Looks like the sheriff going up to get some rascally.
Probably brother or sister.
Yeah, probably the brother. Oh, ride 'em, cowgirl. Oh, I'll bet that was somebody's Christmas picture.
It's me and Deborah.
It is, huh?
Andy and Wanda Ridley.
I don't think Big Sis really likes that kid on the back too much.
What'd you say? That was a Christmas card. It looks like a Christmas card, doesn't it? She's kind of grumpy.
She is kind of grumpy.
Chaps. Now, you had to have chaps. Those woolly chaps. Oh, my.
Wow.
Those woolly chaps will keep your legs warm. If you're out chasing cattle in a January blizzard, it'll keep your legs warm long after your feet have frozen and fallen off. Get along, get along, get along, get along, get along. Now, a good hat would keep the sun off your face and the rain out of your wherever. And if it's a big enough hat and the wind is coming from this way, it'll keep this shoulder completely dry. Get along, get along, get along, get along, get along, get along.
Denim duck or canvas with blanket linings made up a cowboy's jacket. It helped to stave off those cool nights. And gloves were worn year-round for protection against scrapes and cuts and mainly rope burns, although they had a utilitarian purpose. Well, a little fringe on the cuff really helped to show off a cowboy's sense of style.
Get along, little doggies, get along, get along, get along, little doggies, get along. Now, without a doubt, the most useful item in cowboys' clothing is the bandana. Keeps the dust out of your face as well as the cold. You can tie it around your hat in a blizzard, keep your ears warm. You never use it to blow your nose, you just do that freehand. You could use it to pick up a hot cup of coffee out of the campfire or cover the eyes of a skittish horse. Now, this is my favorite Gary Larson cartoon here. You'll notice that the bandanas are a little high. And there's the stagecoach, and the caption says, "Dang, this can't be right. I can hear the stage, but I can't see the blame thing." Get along, get along, get along, get along, get along, little doggies, get along.
Long hair was fashionable back then because the cowboy might not see town for months. Many cowboys probably wore a mustache the size of a small dog. Now that fella up there, he's got a mustache only about 10 people in the world could grow. And he's 9 of them.
Get along, little doggies, get along, get along, get along, little doggies, get along. Boots were high-topped and high-heeled, protecting your calves and keeping your foot in the stirrup. More often than not, there were spurs attached. Handmade boots were treasured. They still are. If you're ever down in Austin, Texas, a little rundown on your soul. I'm gonna tell you the name of a man to see. I'm gonna tell you right where to go. He's a working in captain's salary, just sewing in the back of the place. So Charlie Dunn, the little frail one, with a smiling leathery face. Charlie Dunn, he's the one to see. Charlie Dunn, ran the boots that around my feet. It makes Charlie real pleased to see me walking with ease. Charlie Dunn, he's the one to see. Now old Charlie, he's making boots over there. He says about 50 some odd years. Once you wear a pair of his handmade boots, man, you'll never wear a store-bought pair. Old Charlie could tell what's wrong with your feet just by feeling of them with his hands. Old Charlie could take one look at the boots you're wearing and know a whole lot about the man. Charlie Dunn, he's the one to see. Charlie Dunn, the boots that are on my feet. It makes Charlie real pleased to see me walking with ease. Charlie Dunn, he's the one to see. Now old Buck's up front, he's counting up his gold. Charlie's in the back, patching up the soles of the people coming in, smiling at him. They all wonder how's old Charlie been. Oh, Buck's making change, he never sees no one. And he never understood the good thing Charlie done. Charlie never had his name on the sign. He never put a mark in his boots. He just hopes that you'll remember him the same way that he does you. He keeps your measurements in this little book so you can order more boots later on. Well, I'm gonna write down some of old Charlie's sizes and I'm making him up a song. Charlie Dunn, he's the one to see. Charlie Dunn, band of boots that are on my feet. It makes Charlie real pleased to see me walking with ease. Charlie Dunn, he's the one to see. Now old Buck's making change, he never sees no one. And he never understood the good thing that Charlie done. The open range was, well, it was more than a romantic notion. Before the crush of fences, you could drive a herd of cattle from Texas to the Dakotas and never run into a single one. In my head, I have ragtime cowboy Joe. Help me out.
Don't fence me in.
But what's the first word?
Give me.
Thank you. Oh, give me land, lots of land, and starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride the ride of the country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me on forever, but I ask you please. Don't fence me in, just turn me loose. Let me straddle my own saddle underneath the western skies. On my guides, so let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. I wanna ride through the ridge where the west commences. Gaze at the moon until I lose my senses. Can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in. I love what I call ranch art. Rusty machinery, dinosaurs, hay bale sculptures. My favorite piece of ranch art is a cook stove off to the side of the road with a little sign in it. The door's open and there's a little sign in it that says, "Open range." Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever and I ask you please. Don't fence me in, everybody. Don't fence me in. A little louder.
me in.
There you
One
go.
Don't fence me in.
Nicely
Hey, they
done.
got it.
Thank you for that.
In the 1880s, between here and Texas, there were millions of head of cattle. No bodies, just heads. That's a lot, and there was only a few thousand cowboys, so that's a lot of cow pucky per cow poke. A cow might be worth $4 in Texas, but if you drove them up north and shipped them off to the east, why, that same cow might well be worth 40 bucks.
Yep. 1 out of 3 of these cowboys were freed slaves, Mexican or Indian vaqueros. They were very young men, anxious to get on the trail and drive a couple thousand cows across the treeless prairie through cloudbursts, drought, stampede, and rattlesnakes, and worst of all, lightning. When you're on a horse in the middle of the prairie, you're the tallest thing around. Back in the saddle again, out where a friend is friend, where the battle and their calves feed on the lonely prairie ground. Back in the saddle again, I ride in the range once more, toting my old 44. I can sleep out every night, and the lonely time is right. Back in the saddle again. Here we go. Yippee-tie-yi, oh, rocking to and fro. Back in the saddle again. Yippee-tie-yi, hey, I'm on my way. Back in the saddle again. Back in the saddle again. Back in the saddle again. The work did not pay very well, but you got room and board, you slept out under the stars with your hat for a pillow, and you ate at the chuck wagon. And you did whatever you could to keep the camp cookie happy. Very few things are more devastating to a cattle drive than losing your cook. Even the threat of losing the cook could make the orneriest cowboy fall all over himself with my compliments to the chef.
Many of these boys had swapped the drudgery of farming back east for days and days and days in the saddle, chasing cattle around on a lone prairie. Well, I'm sure their families back home were wondering, what the heck were they thinking? Son, why do you ride for your money? And tell me, why do you rope for short pay? You ain't getting nowhere, and you're losing your share. Boy, you must have gone crazy out there.
Yeah, but Ma, you've never seen the northern lights. Never seen a hawk on the wing. Never spent spring on the great divide. And you never heard old Camp Cookie sing. And it sings, doodle-ay, yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Packing grub for a horse trip, packing grub in the saddlebags, you're a smart fella to bring along a can of Carnation instant milk, evaporated milk. It's even got a little song that goes with it. Carnation milk, the best in the land, comes to you with a little red can. No teats to pull, no hay to pitch, just punch a hole in it.
The cowboy was on the move and might not see a house or a member of the opposite sex for weeks on end. Marriage was out of the question. His pay was too low to support a family. But let a cowboy be alone in the presence of a good woman, well, there was no finer gentleman. Why, he'd ride for miles just to sit on a porch and watch a homesteader's daughter rock in her chair and scratch her elbows.
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, as I go riding merrily along. And I sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, Mary Jane, oh, Mary Jane, though we've done some moonlight walking, this is why I up and I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, as I go riding merrily along. And they sing, oh, aren't you glad you're single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Hippity-yi-yi, oh, rocking to and fro, back in the saddle again. Hippity-yi-yi, I'm on my way, back in the saddle again. I think they'd sing that too. Back in the saddle again.
That's right.
Back in the saddle again. Back in the saddle again.
Keep it going, one more.
Back in the saddle again.
Hey, they're pretty good too.
Oh, nice. I like that little chorus. Give yourself a little hand.
At a camp on the edge of a meadow, where the waters run glassy and clean.
Horses had turned out grazing. There on the grass, so tall and so green, then the moon rises over the ridgeline. The sky's a blanket of stars. The campfire crackles in three-quarter time as you step into my arms. And we dance to the campfire waltz. Night breezes call out your name as we turn and sway, and the cares of the day drift away like sparks from a flame. Out here where the wild things are, the melody rises and falls on a pine needle dance floor with you in my arms. Oh, we dance to the campfire waltz.
Now the music is the mountains around us, and the winds like an on-fire wind.
The trees seem to gather around us to watch as we circle and spin. I wish we could dance here forever, but the world waits for us far below. I will always remember the shine of your hair in the firelight's glow, and we danced to the campfire balls. Night breezes call out your name. We turn and sway as the cares of the day drift away like sparks from a flame. Out here where the wild things are, melody rises and falls on the pine needle dance floor with you in my arms. Oh, we dance to the campfire walls.
On a pine needle dance floor with you in my arms. Oh, we dance and dance.
Danced and danced. Oh, we danced to the campfire wall. And now for a few words of Western wisdom. Cowboys talking rhymes and riddles. After months and months of no rain, the cowboy might say, "We're closer to the next rain than we ever was before." Or, "It's better to keep your mouth shut and look stupid than to open it and prove it." My favorite. "The quickest way to double your money is to fold it in half and stick it back in your pocket."
If only I could.
The Missouri River, the mighty Mo, has a huge role in the history of the American West.
Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, you rolling river. Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, we're bound to roam across the wide It's fairly well. I'm bound to Seth Bullock, a time traveler, if you will, a visitor from another era, the first sheriff of Deadwood. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Seth Bullock, the Spirit of the West.
Howdy, ma'am. How's it feel to shake hands with a dead man? Kind of cold and clammy, I suppose. Now, I expect you folks have all been to Deadwood one time or another, some more than others. I expect you drove in on some of those fancy new highways that we have now. Well, that ought to give you some idea what it was like trying to get in there in the 1870s. Now, Deadwood was 200 miles from the nearest railroad. The only way to get in there was in a wagon, on horseback, or you walked. We had an expression back in those days: the cowards never started. The weak, they died on the trail. And the fools went on to Wyoming. They still do. I was the first sheriff of Deadwood, and I saw it all. I'm going to tell you a few stories this afternoon about the kind of people that made that little town what it is, and sing you a couple of songs. I hope you enjoy yourselves. Now, in the history of the American Cowboy show, I'll do a big chunk of Seth, probably about 10 or 15 minutes, but I'm just going to give you the closer of the Seth bit. You know, by the 1880s, things kind of slowed down around Deadwood. I went up north, started a little ranch, raised horses and cattle, and eventually helped lay out the little town of Belfouche. It was there I was to meet a man who would have a tremendous amount of influence on me and, well, on the entire country. I was out riding the range one day looking for strays, and I came across what appeared to me to be a couple of suspicious-looking tin-horn gamblers or cattle rustlers. Well, little did I know I was about to meet a gentleman by the name of Theodore Roosevelt. He was the deputy sheriff of Billings County, bringing a prisoner down to me in Deadwood. Over the years, we became great friends. We shared a tremendous love for the western wilderness. Well, later on, when he was president, he appointed me as the first forest supervisor of the Black Hills Reserve, a post I held proudly for many, many years. I even got to accompany Theodore to England. Quite an honor. Even got to meet the Queen. At the reception there at Buckingham Palace, this little English fella comes up to me and he says, "I say, Mr. Bullock." They say that all the time, you know. "I say, Mr. Bullock, your President Roosevelt doesn't seem to think too much of our kings and queens." Well, I thought for a minute and I said, "I think he prefers aces." "Jolly good, Mr. Bullock, jolly good." They say that all the time, too. Now, when Theodore was elected president, I thought some of us should be there to represent the West that he loves so much, and I rounded up 50 cowboys. We all took the train to Washington, D.C. On Inauguration Day, we rode down Pennsylvania Avenue, creating considerable excitement and roping the occasional pedestrian. Of course, all the boys wore six-shooters. They couldn't resist firing off a shot or two in the air. Theodore loved it, but the Secret Service fellas, you can only imagine. My good friend Theodore Roosevelt died in 1919. Every day the wind blows across the memorial we built for him up on the hill over there. He loved the West and people who lived here, people whose spirit was carved by the land and tied to the seasons. I died later on that same year. I'm buried up on Mount Moriah. Years ago, I could look across the gulch and see Theodore's memorial, but the trees have grown up so I can still hear his voice when the wind blows. Listen while I tell you where the ghosts of Deadwood lie, the men and women long since gone whose spirits never die. We came here with the gold rush, and we're buried on the hill. Our flesh is long since passed in time, but the legends never will. It was the gold rush of 76, Dakota was the cry. In 1876 we came, some stayed, some left, some died. Those were the days the West was wild. We mined with pans and picks, and Deadwood made its mark in time in the days of 76. Some got shot, some got rich in the days of 76. In the days of 76. In the days of 76. Thank you so much. We said we'd trade a couple of tunes at this point. I'm going to turn it over to Dalyce and play some things that might actually be in the show. I don't know. We'll see.
This first song is a song that I was fortunate enough to hear in Bozeman, Montana when I used to live there. It's by an artist named Kevin Moe, traditional blues artist, but this was kind of an atypical song for him. First time I heard it, it brought me to tears. We're really lucky to live here in the Black Hills. I hear the sound of my shoes shuffling out of town. Too many people, too many cars. Take me to Memphis, Mercury on Mars. 'Cause I wanna go where the buffalo. I'm just a city girl looking for a home. I can't breathe, I can't see. The city is no place for me. I can't seem to find my way. Just existing from day to day. I wanna be where my soul can run free. I'm just a city girl looking for a home. Now I don't wanna be no prisoner. Sure, I don't want to be no slave. I want to look out at night and see stars in the sky. The Dipper and the Milky Way. I can't sleep. It's too loud. Everywhere I go, there seems to be a crowd. And I'm tired of all these concrete streets. I want to feel the dirt up under my feet. I want to go where the buffalo roam. I'm just a city girl looking for a home. I wanna go where the buffalo roam. I'm just a city girl looking for a home.
get some fancy guitar playing in this show. I studied when I was younger. We have this in common. One of the things we love about working with each other. What's your name again? Dalyce. Dalyce went to music school, got a degree in music school, and I studied the guitar. I never did get a degree, but I studied for many, many years at the Ithaca College in Ithaca, New York, and the Royal College of Music in London, and San Francisco Conservatory, and Pakwani University. Called it PU. There's a late show version B. I started playing the guitar when I was 10. I'm 24 now. So pretty good. I thought this might fit in there. It's really not, it has nothing to do with cowboys other than Jerry Reed. In his heart of hearts, Jerry Reed was a cowboy. A lot of people know his silly songs, funny songs, tremendous comic songwriter, but he is one heck of a guitar player. Yeah. This is a Jerry Reed tune called Strut. About that tempo, it's almost kind of a ragtime feel to it, but when Jerry Reed played this tune, he put the hammer down.
Jeez, I gotta follow that. Holy cow. Okay, the song I'm gonna do next was written by Willie Nelson, but most people do not realize that. And when it was presented to this young lady who really made a huge hit out of it, she heard the demo and Willie was singing it. We all know what Willie sings like. And she said, I can't sing like that. I can't do that.
Nobody can.
I can't, and that's probably good.
Yeah. One Willie.
One Willie isn't enough. But you know, he's such a tremendous songwriter. And anyway, so she finally was convinced by the producers to take this song on, and of course made it an absolute huge hit.
Yeah, and he sold that song.
Oh yeah?
When he was short on money. $50.
Ooh. Boy, times were hard. I'm crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy. Crazy for feeling blue. I knew you loved me as long as Crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for loving you.
Okay, this is a song that might make it into the show. We'll see. Howdy, Orville T. Saddle Sore here with some words of Western wisdom. Marry a woman with brains enough for two, and you'll come out even. You know, the population of a small western town never changes. Every time a baby gets born, some fella leaves town. Now, years back, many years back, when there wasn't any kind of respectable cowboy work to do, I run a dude string, a trail ride. I was the trail boss of a motley crew of four-legged critters ridden by a group of two-legged souls who wouldn't know the business end of a horse from their elbow. Well, I run myself a dude string out here on the western slope. I got horses and mules and swayback nags, and I dang near give up hope of ever keeping my head above water. It's just about to lose my mind. Them dudes show up with a credit card, and I listen to them while they whine. I said, don't let them eat. Step in the seat, we'll stop so you can take a picture. If your pony tries to quit the trail, just shout, I'll come get you. Son, don't wave that jacket around. Lady, could you calm your little boy down? Well, they don't bounce much when they hit the ground out here on the dude string trail. Every one of them's an expert horseman, ready to astound you with what they know. There's housewives and sailors and CPAs, and every one of them used to ride the rodeo. They show up in skirts and sandals and shorts way up to their thighs. They thump them with their heels and jerk on the reins, and them ponies just roll their eyes. And don't let them eat. Step in the seat, we'll stop so you can take a picture. If your pony tries to quit the trail, just shout, I'll come get you. Maybe. Son, don't wave that jacket around. Lady, could you calm your little boy down? Well, they don't bounce much when they hit the ground out here on the dude string trail. Well, they don't bounce much when they hit the ground. Oh, yes, they do. Out here on the dude string trail. Now we're going to do the ending of the show. And I would like to thank you very much for coming today and giving us a chance to throw this thing against the wall and see if it sticks. Again, if you have any ideas about what would make it better or worse, or no, not make it better, just scribble in that little book out there. That'd be great. When the herd settled down for the night, Camp Cookies pulls a guitar out of the chuck wagon. Cowboys pass it around and sing quietly so as not to disturb the herd.
So as not to arouse the cows.
Mm-hmm. So as not to rattle the cattle.
Technical support.
discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy only. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Lonely, 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 lonely. I heard some yodeling.
Yeah, I think they did pretty well.
That's a clap for us. Very good. We're going to leave you with something to think about. Learn how to yodel.
It's hot.
Hey, you lady, oh, hello, chee, yodel buggy. Everybody else. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ya-lee-lay-oh, lee-lay-lay, ya-lee-lo, lee-lay, ya-lee-lo, lee-lay, ya-lee-lo, ya-lee-lay, ya-lee-lo, lee-lay, ya-lee-lo, ya-lee-lo, happy trails to you. Keep smiling unto them. Who cares about the clouds when we're together?
Just sing a song about some sunny weather.
Everybody, happy trails.